I'm one of 3 crime prevention officers in the police department. A lot of people don't have any idea, first of all, that we have crime prevention officers because really all police officers are, in essence, crime prevention officers by the conspicuous uniforms we wear and the big marked cars that we have. But there's 3 of us who are tasked with, I don't like to say educating people, but going out and reminding people of stuff that they've probably learned along the way in life, to try to remind them, to keep them from being victimized. My main duties are being a business watch coordinator and worship watch coordinator. So I'm the crime prevention person for businesses and places of worship or churches. It's a new position for me. In the past, I was our community academy coordinator, and we have Milt is a graduate of the program, so if he heckles me, that's because we are familiar with each other a little bit. And that's a 10-week program. I have to plug it. It's a 10-week, 1 half-day per week program where people like yourselves can come in and learn about what we do in the police department. Ours is the Chesterfield County Police Program, so if you don't live in Chesterfield, Richmond has that program, and Wrightwood has that program. But we have different areas of the police department, and people who are in different areas of the police department come in and talk about what they do. And it's a very informative program. It's short. It sounds like 10 weeks is a long time, but it goes by very quickly. And the main thing, we feed you. So it's a good program to be involved in. And the other person does Neighborhood Watch, which I'm sure everybody in the room is familiar with Neighborhood Watch, and Project Lifesaver. Anybody heard of Project Lifesaver before in the room? Yeah, one person. So Project Lifesaver is a program where if people have an ailment that they would be prone to wandering and not be able to communicate with someone like myself to try to get them back to their home or to wherever they're staying. We have a device that we will put on the wrist or the ankle of the person in the program, and it allows us to track that person should they wander away from their caregiver. It's a great program for adults as well as children. We have enrolled in the program. We have just under 100 people enrolled in the program right now. So it's one of the programs that we offer at Mint. So today I'm supposed to talk about frauds and not being a victim of all that stuff. And I have a PowerPoint, probably like everybody else does. It's just easier for me to talk about stuff like this. So we're just going to have a conversation, hopefully. If it turns out that we're not having a conversation, then I'll be lecturing the whole time. But it works better if we have a kind of a dialogue going on. So I'm going to ask you a question. How many people are carrying something in their purse or wallet that has your Social Security number on it? All right, that caught me off guard. I was hoping that we had maybe 1 or 2 hands go up. I think I know what that is. It involves federal government-related insurance benefits. Is that right? Medical benefits? All right. Anybody have anything other than Medicare, and I'm sorry, I don't know the difference, Medicare, Medicaid card? What's your Social Security number on it?
I have a military ID card.
Okay, so another federal government issued card. Anybody else? Anything other than those 2?
I have a card just got
The Social Security card? Okay. And that's really what I expected. I'm going to break this thing. I think I weigh too much to stand on it. That's what I expected, the Medicare card, and the Social Security. Never thought about it, never heard anybody say military ID. So, how dangerous do you think that is nowadays?
Very.
And how many people think that there's no way around that? All right, so I can't help you with military ID. You got to do what you got to do. I caution everybody to not carry those around with you. Well, let me back up. The social security card I would not carry around with me ever. I would take that out and hopefully have a lockbox at home and lock it away. The only times I've needed a social security card has been when I've applied for a job, when I needed to go back and show an employer social security job, maybe redoing tax forms or whatever. But that thing, I really, it's been in my lockbox so long, I don't even know which file it's in the lockbox because I don't use it. You're just exposing yourself and you're carrying your social security number around on things. And I pulled out this, I keep stepping on that thing. I have to move when I talk, if y'all haven't noticed that. I'm pretty good at not moving my arms when I talk a lot, but I have to walk around. So here's from the Better Business Bureau. Am I talking too loud?
No.
Okay. From the Better Business Bureau, a recommendation which I think is a compromise, but the disclaimer for this is you need to check with your medical provider to make sure they're okay with you doing this. I have a big problem with people carrying social security numbers around on anything. So, an alternative to that is taking the card and making a photocopy of that card. Once you make that photocopy, then you carve it down to, let's say this picture on here is card size, so then you cut out the part of it to card size to fit in your wallet or your purse or wherever you carry it, and you cut out the last 4 digits of your social security number. Everybody follow me? I think it has a letter before your social security number or something. I would not be able to remember that. It's after. So cut out the last 4 numbers of your social security number. Don't cut out that letter because if you're like me, you forget what the letter was. Hopefully you remember the last 4 digits of your social. And you carry that around with you beyond the first visit to that provider. Again, if they say that's not going to work, then obviously it's not going to work for you. But I would propose to them, when you go to visit your provider, what would happen if I give you the original card, the first visit here, and then the subsequent visits that I provide you with this, as well as my ID, my driver's license along with that. I know that probably raises some concerns about going to the hospital, to the emergency room and so forth. But I dare say, if you present them most of the card with 4 numbers of your social cut out, you will receive care. You're going to receive care if it's an emergency anyway. But we're all adults in the room. If you don't think that works for you, if you don't like that idea, then you're welcome to carry it around, obviously, with you. But this is just an idea of how not to have your complete social security number with you all the time. All right. Yes, ma'am.
You say cut out the last 4 digits.
Of your social security number.
Because on a lot of things that I get, they X everything up except they want the last 4 numbers.
Okay.
They go doing 2 together and get 4. If you do that.
If they only have your card, and we're talking about somebody gaining access to your card. So if they're only getting your card, then where else would they get those digits?
They work better places. The last 4 numbers.
Well, look, the alternative to that is keeping your card with all of the numbers available to them in one place.
What about the first 4 numbers?
Okay, well, whatever you decide to take out with it, but typically the first 3 are based on where you're born or something like that. And so it gets down to the last 4 being the unique characters in that. I'm going to pass this around and I'm going to talk for a little bit. And it's a letter and a check. And I'll talk about it once it's made its way all the way around, but I wanted to get it started around. One of the things that people are getting hit with, and I hear about it when I go and talk about things, and even if it's not about frauds, people will mention this, is that people are getting phone calls that they're getting threatened that they're going to be arrested if they don't wire money because they didn't report for jury duty or that they owe the IRS money, and whatever other version of that is. And so my quick answer is to that, is to, on the phone, they say, if you don't wire us this money or get one of those money cards and send it to me, no, not send it to me, it's get one of those money cards and read to me the numbers, so they can use it instantly. Then we're gonna send the sheriff, or we're gonna send the police department out there to get you. So my quick answer would be, and I've not gotten that call where I'd be all over saying, okay, we'll send them, I'll be waiting for them. We, nor the Chesterfield Sheriff's Office, and I'm sure I can speak for Richmond, Henrico, Colonial Heights, Petersburg, wherever you live, we're not going to have somebody on standby for when you hang up the phone and say, I'm not going to pay that, to send an officer to come pick you up for not paying the IRS whatever money you owe them, or showing up for jury duty. It doesn't happen like that. We're not going to call or have somebody call on our behalf to threaten to come out and arrest you. Everybody got that? So honestly, either we're going to do it or we're not going to do it. We don't need the threat over a phone call to try to force you to do something. So what I do, and hopefully you guys are as rude as I am in this regard, because I'm very rude when it comes to things like that. And it's a shame I have to stand in front of a group and tell people to be rude, but you really do need to be. I go above and beyond what maybe you might want to do, is I never answer my phone, my home phone, or my cell phone for that matter, if I don't recognize the number. If it is important enough, they will leave me a message. And then I can decide if I want to call them back and when it's convenient for me to call them back. If I don't recognize the number. If I recognize the number, I still have the ability to decide, it's not a convenient time for me to talk, I'll call them back. Again, if it's that important, let me back up. If it's my mom, I'm gonna answer the phone. Maybe not in this room, but as soon as I go outside, where I'm in for, if I don't answer her, I'll call her back right away. But you get what I'm talking about. The same thing goes for your door. If somebody's at your door that you don't want to talk to, unless it's the person who's paying the mortgage or who has paid for wherever you live, then you don't owe them anything, right? So I know I pay the part of the mortgage, my wife pays the other part of the mortgage, so the only person I have to open the door, I don't have to open the door for anyone. She's got a key, and if she lost her key, then I can say that because nobody in the room knows my wife. No, really. The only person that you owe anything to is maybe your spouse, kids you open the door for. If it's somebody at the door who hasn't called and said, I'm on my way over to your house, then they shouldn't be surprised if you don't open the door to let them in or even talk to them. I don't open the door, I don't answer the door for anyone that comes to my door unannounced unless I feel like talking to them and I know them. Good luck if I don't know you if you come knocking at my door. I don't really do that. What happens is people open the door and they don't have, I don't have a word for this, but the rudeness, whatever you want to say, to be able to cut off the conversation with someone. So if you know that you can't cut off the conversation with someone, if you know you want to be nice all the time to people, then why open the door in that regard? Pardon the pun. But why open the door when you know you're going to have trouble disengaging from that person?